The reason why I got it is because it was going to be duty-free for me, being like I'm a returnee from the US. Duty-free was not just that free. I ended up finding out the hard way that Kenya is still Kenya. Pesa ya macho lazima utoe. Wamenikula. I wasn't upgrading, I was actually downgrading. But when it came to Kenya, they don't use your invoice price to value it. So now they want me to pay the difference.
Oh, really?
The pay taxes, pay duty on the difference. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that? Because I'm a returning citizen. I've used the provision. Even on your website, it does not say that showroom. It said equal or less.
And by the way, this video is sponsored by Backyard Smokehouse and Gardens, a beautiful spot owned by Lucy Wanja. In fact, if you'd like to meet her in person, visit Backyard Smokehouse and Gardens. She loves chilling there and you'll most likely catch her around. It's a popular bar and grill restaurant in Nanyuki, and it's known for relaxed vibes. It actually gives that country vibe, not really country vibe, but like you feel like you're in a country club. Yeah, so nice, friendly staff, great food. Definitely recommend. I'll also be doing an in-depth review soon. Review of Backyard Smokehouse and Gardens very soon. So stay tuned for that as well. Without wasting time, let's get started.
Hello, Edna. Welcome back to Nanyuki. For those who don't know me, my name is Lucy Wanja. After living in the US and Canada for over 3 decades, I decided to come back home being in Nanyuki, Kenya. And I got back here in August of last year. So I'm only like 4 months old here. I've lived all my adult life in US and Canada. I lived in Kansas, where it's like a rural America. This I actually used to deliver mail, like mail to people's homes.
Okay.
That's why it's a right-hand drive.
Okay.
All right. So in the US, we have left-hand drive on a regular vehicle, like the ones I drove. But this one here is specifically for delivering mail to people who live in rural areas where they don't have a mailman who can just go dropping mail. So they literally drive into your driveway and they open the door and they just put your mail in your mailbox.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, so when I found out we can get a right-hand drive, they're not very common, they're very rare, but they're there. So I found I wanted to have one because I live in the countryside.
Okay.
And when it rains, my little Honda, it can't make it. I don't want to be, my personality is, I'm going to get up and go, right?
Okay, yeah.
So if I want to go, I don't want to be stuck in the house because it's raining outside or it's muddy, whatever, So I just thought I want a car that's, fairly inexpensive. That's this GM, they make really good vehicles.
Yeah.
So I knew what I was getting, plus I'm used to the space. American vehicles are spacious, and the Honda that I have is Japanese. And literally, I feel like I'm crawling on the ground when we're driving it. I hate saying that, but I'm used to driving higher vehicles, like vehicles off the ground. And
kind of raised vehicles.
Yeah, kind of raised, yeah. The one I have right now, you like the Honda. I like it too, but, it's not my number one choice.
Okay. Why specifically? Why did you specifically choose a Jeep and not a Prado or something else?
Because this is what available in left-hand drive. Okay. Most of them are Jeeps, actually. Yeah, you're not gonna get another car in America. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know for sure Jeeps are the ones that are right-hand drives. And in Kenya, you cannot import a left-hand drive. It used to be back in the day when I used to live here, you could, because there were many in the city of Nairobi, but now they don't allow you.
Your first time importing a car to Kenya?
It was my first time, yeah.
Oh, the other one you just bought it here in Kenya?
Yeah, the reason why I got it is because it was going to be duty-free for me, being like I'm a returnee from the US.
Okay.
So they allow you to bring one vehicle.
Okay.
And given that my vehicle that I used in the US was left-hand drive, so they don't allow them. So instead of that, they allow you to bring one vehicle of same or less value.
Okay.
So in the US, I had a Cadillac, I had an Alfa Romeo. So that's within my lane.
Now, Lucy, can you walk us through the process from buying the Jeep in the US?
Yeah, I tell you, Buying the Jeep was the easiest thing.
Okay.
Because first and foremost, it had to be paid for. You can't bring a car that's on the loan, like you're paying note on it. You can't. It has to be paid off completely.
Yeah.
So I had some money, so I paid. I think I bought it for about, I want to say it was 28,000 US dollars.
Okay.
Which here I want to say, I don't know, I want to say it's about 3.5 or they're about.
Okay, not bad.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Yeah.
So if I buy a Jeep for 3.5, right? And it comes in the container. It was in the same container where my house goods were. So I only paid about, I think it was about 12,000 US dollars to bring the Jeep and my household goods in the container. So it's still a better deal. Even if I say, okay, let's do half and half. Let's say $5,000 was for the Jeep. So the Jeep still got to Kenya less than 4M, where when I got here, it got valued at the airport, at the port in Mombasa, they said 8M, like the showroom price. It was 8M. So I bought it for less than 4.
Oh, 3.5. Right?
Yeah, even if I bought it for 3.5 and spend another $5,000, which is another $500,000, right? Bring it in. So it's still here at 4M. And if I were going to sell it, which now I can't because it's duty free. Duty free. I have no reason to sell it anyways. Yeah, but it's duty free, so why not, right? So, but duty free was not just that free. I ended up finding out the hard way that Kenya is still Kenya. Pesa ya macho lazima utoe.
Ilikuwa ngapi hivi ya macho?
Guy.
Rough estimate.
Wamenikula.
Kama ngapi hivi?
It came close to, by the time I do the little taxes and I did the demurrages, because I was there for a month before it cleared. Do the little inspections and all that, it came to about close to 600,000. So that's still another $5,000.
And how long did the whole process take?
The whole process, it took longer because apparently they don't get that many vehicles coming from the US. So it took a while because of the inspections, all that stuff. So it wasn't inspected when it came from the US. Right? When I got my Honda from Japan, it was just like, it didn't take us long because they were inspected in Japan before it came here. But this was not inspected. That's what they told me. But yeah, it took forever. I was so frustrated, girl. I wake up and they want 400,000. The next day they want this. I was like,
that's crazy.
Then I had to buy a new battery because the battery died. I had to pay the guy to bring it to me. I had to. Yeah, it's crazy. And insurance, I had to put insurance on it. It's not cheap either, but hey,
it's worth it.
From the beginning, first and foremost, getting right-hand drive vehicles in the US is not easy, but they're there. Like I explained to you, we get them from the mailman who deliver mail. So they're there. So the journey was looking for one, and I knew I didn't want to get one older than 2020. So I was looking for 2021. So I found this online. I drove almost 2 hours from my house to go to the dealership to get it. The dealership there, they're not familiar with people buying vehicles to ship to Kenya. So going through the registration of it was a little bit of a pain because they were not familiar with the process. But I educated them. I told them I don't want to pay. I don't want to drive this in the US. It's going to come from your dealership to the container, which is what I did. I bought it close enough to my shipping company in Kansas City. Yeah, that's in Kansas City, Missouri. So he went and picked it up. So this from the dealership, it went straight to his warehouse. From the warehouse, it went the ship, the container, and then it came to Mombasa. But one thing I forgot to say, they stole my floor mats.
Oh really?
I was so pissed off with that.
Sorry.
They stole my Jeep mat, so I gotta buy those. So those there, I even had a wheel thingy, and they took that because see the wear and tear. It didn't have that because it was covered. So they took that. They took this, but you see, it's convertible too, so I can take this roof off if I wanted to. Yeah, it's convertible. It's convertible. The Safari, because I want to take my companion since we've been here. He helped me a lot with the construction. He knows a lot about construction, so he was helping me supervise and everything. And he actually designed the kitchen for me. So I want to take him on a game drive. We've been to Masai Mara, we've been to Mombasa, we've been to so many places. He and I have been to Alpajeta, which is close by. So yeah, when container arrived, I was so excited. They say the container is here. I'm so happy about getting my container. Then after a couple of days, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, but they want to process the Jeep separately.
Okay.
So I was okay, because I didn't know what that entailed at that moment, right? Then, you know, the container stayed there for a little bit. I had paid for it before it got to Kenya. So I wanted to make sure when I get here, I paid for it to come from Mombasa, from my house to my house here. I didn't want to go to Mombasa to do any clearing and forwarding. So my shipping company handled all that. So he brought the container to me. I was going to have it in this property, but it was too big, it couldn't fit. So we took it to the farm, to my house. Yeah, so the container comes, I'm good on it, you know. But then now the pain of killing the Jeep comes in. You need this, give me proof of this. You have to show proof of the vehicle that you drove in the US, that you sold it. And the value, like I said before, it has to be of equal value or less, right? You can't upgrade. Like I can't be like, oh, I was driving a Honda in the US and I'm gonna import a Jeep, you know?
Okay.
So they want to see that.
It has to be the same value.
It has to be the same value or less. It can't be of a higher value.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how they got me on a technicality. Because my Alfa Romeo that I left, that I sold, was a 2018, and my Cadillac was a 2011. So for together, I sold them for 30,000 US dollars, and then I bought this for 28. So I thought I'm okay, because I'm using the one that I sold are still higher than the one I bought, right? I wasn't upgrading, I was actually downgrading. But when it came to Kenya, they don't use your invoice price to value it. I didn't know that. That's some information I could have used by my shipping company. I'm going to talk to him in a little bit, because I'm kind of pissed off about that. Because I wasn't well informed. Yeah, so when they get here, they want to charge you by the showroom price, right? Like a car like this in Kenya, it was in a showroom. How much would it cost? They said 7 point something to 8M. So now they want me to pay the difference.
Oh, really?
The pay taxes, pay duty on the difference. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that? Because I'm a returning citizen. I've used the provision. Even on your website, it does not say the showroom. It said equal or less value. So the value of it is what I paid for, right? It should be. So it's still Kenya. That's why a macho comes in. They do what they do. My car is free. I have it. I'm not complaining too much about it, but I'm still kind of not 100% happy about the whole process. But if I have to do it again now, you know, like I say, when I go through this process, I'm not big about it, but I'm just mentioning, I'm commenting on it, so that if somebody else wants to go through the process, I can help them now, because I've been through the process. Okay. I know how this works. I know how what it takes to get this plates. I didn't even know you had to go to e-citizen and have an NTSI something and do this and the other. I didn't know that, you know. But I learned a lot through the process. I made good connections with people there.
Roughly how much did it cost from purchase to everything, including? Yeah,
like I said, if I had to buy a car like this in Kenya, it would be like 2021 with the low mileage that it has. It will still cost me about 7M on the lowest end. Okay. Right? They even say 7.5 on the lowest. So here I am, including from buying to the paying at the airport. But what's my emotional...
I know.
What's my emotional damage worth, right? But either way, you're still ahead, because it got here, I would say, at most, I would say 4M.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah.
4 point something.
4 point something, maybe 4.2
because of the 600
maybe. Yes. Yeah. See, even if you do that, still, and then at least this car, I know it had one owner. I know that they only drove it to deliver mail and back on their parking lot, because you cannot drive a right-hand drive in the US just for fun. Like, you can't go to the grocery store to drive this car. It's only meant for delivering mail. So the owners, they'll go deliver their mail, they come park the vehicle. So I know it's clean from that angle. You know, I know we had brand new tires. A lot of work was done to it.
Okay.
So I might go here and buy a car for 7M like this, but how do I know its history? Right?
Yeah.
Here I know the history of this vehicle, so I know it's not going to give me a lot of headache. You know, plus it's not going to be my everyday car. I have an everyday car. So this is going to be just for when I, you know, maybe once or twice a week I drive it. But for the most part, it'll be parked here at my house. So, you know, I don't think that, you know, I think that I'm still ahead. I came out ahead because it cost me 6.5 to 7M to buy a vehicle like this, maybe 8, I don't know.
Which is costly.
Which is very costly, and it cost me less than half of that.
Oh, interesting.
So using the duty free, if you qualify for duty free, by all means use it. But be informed, don't be like me. I was naive in like just trusting my shipping company that he knows what he's doing. You know, but in his defense, he did tell me sometime they will take the car off the container. But what he neglected to tell me is once they do that, what's my responsibility and my liability, you see? So that's why I'm still pissed off with him for that.
Oh, sorry about that.
But I came in good pay shape, no dents. Outside of them stealing my mats and everything, and my wheel cover, whatever, it's still in good shape. And the mileage was pretty much almost the same mileage. I took a picture of the mileage before I shipped it.
Oh, okay.
So it was the same.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can't complain too much. The only thing that is I was unaware. If I was well informed, if we sat down to okay, madam, look, we're gonna go through ABCD. These are the plots, these are the cons, you know. I would have been more prepared. I would have made a more informed decision.
Would have done things a bit more
differently. But I like that because it would have scared me from purchasing this vehicle. And I'm glad I have it, right? So either way, it was a headache. I have to heal emotionally from this. But when it's said and done, it is a good investment. Good I did it there because I still had a lot of savings. You know, like now I've invested my money and everything. I'm not broke, but I still have, I would not have had 7 million to buy a vehicle. Okay. You know, but I had 3 million to buy a vehicle, you know, but I didn't have 7. Now I would have 7. I'd have bad, and I hate Prados. As people talk about Prados, I can't stand them.
You hate Prados?
Yeah, I just don't care for them much. Okay. And I bought a Land Rover, but Land Rovers here, I find them very costly for what you get for it. Actually, that's what my dad had a Land Rover when I was a little girl, and I always wanted to have one. So actually, this is inspired by that, the fact that I always wanted to have. I have a picture of me being like 6 or 8 years old with me and my mom and my little sister. We're sitting on, you know, the hood of the of the Land Rover, and yeah, I like the box shape, you know. Yeah, so I was gonna have that. I bought my son a Jeep because I have that attachment to Land Rovers because my dad had one when we were kids. Okay. So yeah, so it's inspired mostly by that, the fact that I grew up with my dad having a Land Rover, the old school box one, I think it was 1968, because I remember in 1974 when I was like.
So you grew up in a well-off family too?
No, we're not well-off by any chance. We're not well-off by any stretch of imagination.
You're a cool kid.
No, I ain't. I know, like it started out that way, but my dad squandered some money, and then we ended up in the slums. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah, story for another.
So yeah, that's the story about the process of importing this Jeep, and I feel like I have learned a lot through the process. And if you need help with it, but like I said, it is a better deal. Like I bitch about it, but end of the day, it is a better deal to bring one here. Duty free is actually duty free in Kenya. That I give them. Even my logbook says duty free, right? So I like that part of it. They took whatever they took, and that's okay. But end of the day, I have a car that I chose myself, and I rode in it in the US, and it's here with me in Nanyuki, Kenya. I'm here to tell you, if I had to do it again, I would, but I'll be better informed. That was my problem. I was not well informed of the process. It was expensive because, you know, I was already here. I don't have any income coming in. I'm just depleting my savings. I didn't care for that part because, you know, I didn't care for that part. Okay. I'm retired. I'm allowed to live a luxury lifestyle.
Because you're
I've worked my ass for over 30 years in the US and Canada. So this is
okay,
how I
girl.
treat myself.
Okay.
I feel like I've earned it.
Okay. So I wanted to know, what documents or steps should people be aware of?
Yeah, when you
importing
bring
cars from the
me
US?
personally, like I said, I use the returnee provision. So they have a criteria that you have to qualify before you can actually enjoy the duty free. Because if I had to pay duty on it, they were telling me it would be, I would have paid over 2M
Okay.
if I had to pay duty for it. So it was duty free, so that's cool. So you have to have stayed outside the country for at least 2 years. During those 2 years, you cannot have come home for more than 60 days,
Okay.
right? From that, then it has to be a right-hand drive. It cannot be older than 8 years. So this one is a 2021, but I could have brought in a 2018 because it was last year. Good thing I didn't, because it didn't clear until 2025. So if I had a 2018, I would still have issues because it didn't clear. It would have been at the port when the new year came through, and it won't qualify. So it's very important that you add another year, especially if you're shipping it closer to the end of the year. If I shipped in January, it would be okay, but it got in the ship in September. So it got here like before Christmas. And then you know how it happens. People don't work in Kenya during holidays. So they sat there, they're charging me fees for them not doing their job, being on holiday. But it is what it is. So I paid. I bit about it, but I still paid.
Okay. How has your experience been like driving this Jeep in Kenya, or do you drive it?
So far, I cannot drive it yet, but my brother James
Why?
drives
'Cause
me around
the
as
left hand,
always.
right hand driving.
Us driving in Kenya is crazy, people. I mean, I'm not used to driving in Kenya, and I'm not gonna get myself into accident.
Okay.
So for now, I just don't drive it. My brother drives it, but I give myself 6 months since I got back to get used to the life in Kenya. Because people here drive like crazy. There's no stop sign. There's no traffic lights in Nanyuki. Nairobi, maybe, but I don't live in Nairobi, so I can't
Nairobi
speak of
is crazy
Nairobi.
also with the border guys, but
But Nanyuki, the border guy, they just come, no offense. They come cut you off the road. Then there's these little cars. They were not there when I used to live here back in the day. But apparently they're like matatus, but they cover a short distance. They're coming from my farm to here. They just stop in the middle of the road. They see a passenger, they'll just pull over. They won't pull over, they just stop or just, edge off a little bit. And I'm very paranoid about getting an accident, so I said I'll wait for like 6 months to get used to the lifestyle and just become like, now my Swahili is much better than it was, and I'm understanding the culture much more. So I feel like in the next 2 months I'm gonna take some driving lessons, and I'll start practicing with with an experienced driver, and eventually I'll drive myself. But right now there's no urgency in me driving, and I don't want to take a risk of driving without a license because it's an expensive vehicle. Most of my vehicles are not cheap, and my insurance agent told me, don't drive without a license.
oh yeah, you must get a license.
Yeah, they say even if it's not your fault, you don't have a license, the
Yeah,
insurance
you
company
must.
will look the other way. I got an international license before I got here, but I don't feel comfortable driving, to be honest with you. At least no until I know. I'm used to a country that has structure. In Canada and the US, you get to a stop sign, you stop. I didn't think there are rules because people just drive crazy. Like they
some
communicate
areas.
with the eye, or they just honk. Beep, 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 beep. I'm like, oh God.
Okay.
I'm so paranoid. So I'm not in a hurry to drive myself.
Okay.
But
What advice would you give Kenyans in diaspora thinking about importing cars?
yeah, I know I bitched about it, the process, but I feel like it was still a win for me to get the vehicle. It was still, I came up ahead of it, but I wish my shipping company had prepared me for that. Like it was, what he told me, the Jeep was in the container.
Okay.
So everything was gonna get cleared together. So they took the Jeep off the container. The container came before, then they took forever to process the Jeep and to charge me all that money. If I had known that before, I doubt I would have brought the vehicle. I didn't know. I was ill-informed. And it was so much going on. I didn't do my research well as I should have done. But I feel like Either way, it's still a win. I still have
It's
a
good
nice,
to do
dependable
research
vehicle.
before.
Yeah, it's a nice vehicle that I'm familiar with. My son had a Jeep in high school. You know, I bought him a Jeep when he was in high school, so I'm used to this brand. I'm used to know what to expect. And then I talked to my uncle. He lives in Nairobi, and he knows a dealership. I mean, a mechanic who can take care of the
fix it.
Jeep if I need to. But I bought a newest version. It's 2021, so it's barely 4 years old.
Okay.
So it's a fairly new vehicle. The mileage is not even 100 miles
Okay.
in it. I don't know what that translates to kilometers. I don't know kilometers as well yet.
Okay.
But it was still a good deal for 28K US money.
It's worth it.
Yeah, I feel like it was a good deal. I still feel like I told you, if you're gonna go to a showroom to buy this, it would cost me at least 8M.
Okay.
And literally, with all the headache, it's still here below
It's cheaper.
5. Even on an average, it should be at least 6.5 or 7. So 2M is a lot of money. That's almost the difference of how much I paid for it, right?
Okay.
Because 2M is like what? An M is like $10,000. So if the difference is 2M in value,
That's
that's
lot.
almost like $20,000, and I paid 28 for it,
Okay.
right? So I'm still ahead. So can't complain much. It's a good
Definitely
drive. We took a
recommend.
drive to Nyeri not too long ago, and it drove so well.
Okay.
So I love that part about it.